What's going on, you guys? I know I've been away for a while, and today I'm gonna be doing some pour over coffee. I'll be brewing it in this bad boy, and I thought I'd just like go through my process of making coffee every single day. If I have time, I try to brew coffee in this bad boy. And this is called the Hario V60, and I've got this little paper filter. What this is great for is making a single or maybe two small servings of coffee, and you can really control the flavor of this because I grind my own coffee beans. So in addition to that, I'm also using this, it's called Bonavita little container. It's glass. I'll be using this scale. You can find all this stuff. I'll put the links down below later. I'm using this scale, and I'm going to be using the ounces, I believe. Is it ounces or grams? I'll tell you in a second. I'll obviously need a coffee cup. And for pour over coffees, it's really important to use one of these with a gooseneck spout, because this is how you're going to control pouring the boiling water over the coffee grounds. And you want to make sure you use good quality water and make sure it's boiling while you're doing this. Okay, so in addition to that, I'll be using honey. I like to sweeten my coffee with honey. You should try it if you have never tried it. And sometimes I'll put cinnamon in it as well. All right, let's do this. So really important, the first thing you want to do when making pour over coffee is rinse your filter. So with that boiling water, which is on the stove, so I have to go all the way over here, you just slowly rinse with boiling water this filter. So the reason you want to do this is just to get some of those fibers that might be loose out of there. Just gonna put that on there. Doesn't take much. Boom. And this does two things. Not only does it rinse the filter, but it starts warming up your container. So that's really important for high quality coffee, is to keep your containers nice and warm. Put this back on the stove. You guys let me know where you're watching from, whether it's somewhere in the United States or somewhere around the world. I always like reading those comments, and I'll try to respond after this. But anyways, so there you go. It's warming that up. Doesn't take much. And then what I like to do is put this into the coffee cup I'm going to use. So in addition to warming up the container where the coffee will be, it's also going to go into this cup that I'll be pouring the coffee into eventually. All right, so the next thing you're going to do, in fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and move this camera. Let me move you guys. Boom, so that you guys get an even better view here. Sorry, I've never done this before, so I'm trying to find the best angle here. Let me move this over. Boom! So what you're gonna do is, first off, get your scale, and you're gonna put everything on there. What you're gonna wanna do is zero out the scale, okay? Just ground my coffee a little bit before I got on here. Smells so good. When you freshly grind your coffee, it makes such a huge difference. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for the thumbs up. Love it. So the first thing you want to do is measure out your coffee grounds. Now, the ratio I use is 24 grams, so this is all by grams, 24 grams of coffee to 360 grams of water, okay? So I'm going to measure it out. Precision is important. This is as much an art as it is a science. So I'm gonna just measure that out. Boom, boom, boom. Just measuring it out. You know, somebody once told me when they saw me doing this that it was almost like meditative, whereas like they loved how patient I was. I do love doing this every single morning. So I put a little dip in there for the water. Then you're gonna want to zero out your scale. Come on now. Oh shoot, I just turned it off. Okay, there you go. I zeroed out my scale. Now, take your water, take your boiling hot water off the stove. You let it sit just for like really not very long, maybe like 30 seconds. But you know, there's so many different ways to brew coffee. The reason I love this is I feel you get some of the best flavors out of coffee when you do it this way, and it's actually, it doesn't cost very much. So yeah, you buy all this stuff, but especially if you're only making coffee for yourself, or even if you're making it for a few people. I love when people come over, entertaining them by making coffee. I just like it because, you know, you don't have to buy a whole machine for this, and it's really not that expensive to buy all these tools. And then, you know, personally, I don't like Keurigs because of all the trash that comes with it. And I know that it's super popular, but I'm always conscious about you know, how much waste we're putting into the world. And these filters are biodegradable, so boom. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get started here. Zero out my scale. Water was boiling, but it's been sitting for a little bit. And the first thing I like to do is put enough water in there so that it wets or soaks the ground. So about 100 grams of water, then let it sit. Sometimes all I'll do is I'll take a spoon and just like run it through and just make sure everything gets a little bit. Put that to the side. In fact, I'm gonna rinse that off. And I only let that sit for 30 seconds. Another thing that this does for the coffee is it actually releases some of the gas. So the more fresh your coffee is, like the more freshly roasted it is, the more gas it'll release. Then you continue pouring. Boom. Again, you can see how this gooseneck is really helpful, and that's this spout that I'm referring to, because it helps you control the flow of the water onto your coffee grounds. There you go. There you go. Anyways, you guys, I want to start doing more of these live things because I have a moment of silence here in the kitchen. I thought I'd do it. I think it'd be fun to do these live broadcasts while juicing. I've done them in the past. So again, going back to the ratio, I put 24 grams of coffee grounds, and I'll be adding 360 grams of water. Now, I don't pour all the water in right at once. Normally, I put about another 100 to 150 grams of water, and then I let it settle a little bit. And as you can see, it's dripping down here. It's just dripping. And as it's getting a little bit lower, I just add water gradually. So right now I still got about 50 more grams left. You know, my grandma in Japan, she actually made this for me, and I had no idea that she had been doing pour-overs for years, because I didn't drink coffee when I first went to go visit her way back when. This is Hario, is a Japanese company, and this is from Japan, so it doesn't surprise me that my grandma has it. When she does this, she doesn't measure anything. She just puts a whole bunch of scoops into the filter and then just pours enough water to get up to the top. Of course, you can do that. You know, like there's no like one way to do this. You can do it however you want. I just like it because it's just kind of cool. And then the flavor, the best coffee I've ever had was two of them, from a drip machine from this cafe I used to like to go to, and then also from pour over coffees. Boom, that's 360 grams. Pour out my water. Usually I like to have a little container like this where I put the coffee grounds. I learned this from another YouTube video. You don't want the last little bit of liquid to pour out into your coffee, because that's where it's going to be the most bitter. I don't know, something about it. I can't say for sure if that is completely true, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, there's just a little bit left. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this whole thing out right here. Boom. Then the next thing I like to do, honey. Pour it right into the container. In fact, I can take it off of this. Put that to the side. really bright. I'm using some local honey. If you guys want some good honey, go to your local farmer's market and stock up on this stuff. It's way better than the stuff you can usually get at the grocery stores. And you're supporting your local business and local bees. So somebody just asked, how much honey do I use? You know, it's really up to you how sweet you want this. Sometimes I don't put any honey. Sometimes I put a lot of honey. For this one serving, I probably put like 1.5 tablespoons, which is maybe a lot for some people. But I just love honey. I love the flavor of honey. And then, like I said, I sometimes put cinnamon, and I got that idea from Hawaii. So the coffee grounds I'm using today is this from my friends at Cafe Luso. Thank you guys for roasting such amazing coffee beans. And this is the Rescue Freedom roast. And I'm featuring my own cup made from my friend in the Philippines. I think her name is Isa. I forgot her name. Let me look it up real quick. All right, sorry. It is Louisa. Thank you for the cup. I get sent cups all the time, like different kind of coffee mugs. And I just want to say thank you. Let me taste this now. I'll put you guys back up on here. Let's do this. Oh, nothing like freshly brewed coffee, seriously. Freshly roasted beans, freshly ground coffee beans, and then freshly brewed. It's so delicious. And notice I didn't put any cream or milk in this, and it still tastes good. Obviously, partly due to the honey, but also when you have freshly roasted coffee that you freshly grind and you brew it like that, usually you don't even need any cream or milk. All right, you guys, I hope you guys like that. Leave comments on other things that you guys want to see me do live videos on. And I'll try to put all the links to all the products I'm using for pour over coffees. And thank you so much. Thumbs up.